Christine from DayByeDayChristine. This is my terrazzo cake in collaboration with Cakes with Lorelei. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. So right now I'm cutting up pieces for my terrazzo cake. So these are some of the pieces I have cut here. Wilton fondant is working awesome. It's working great for this project, so I do highly recommend it. If I have so far the purple, the pink, and the yellow, and even firm, and it's cutting beautifully to whatever I want it. I'm using sharp scissors. So you want to cut the fondant when it's firm enough for you to hold it, and it's going to fall and it's not going to lose its shape because you want it to hold up in the cake. And you want to do it when it's firm enough so it will stay in its shape. So what you're going to do is arrange your fondant pieces that you have cut and do them into the height and length of the strip of fondant you're going to do for the size of your cake. And then you're going to condition that fondant, then lay that strip of fondant on top of these pieces that you have arranged. So right now I am just finishing up with my crumb coat, and then I will come back to this when it is all smoothed and finished and you can't see any of the cake anymore. So after you've crumb coated your cake, you can take the fondant pieces that you cut out earlier and place them on top of your cake. On the side of the cake, I'm going to show you a different way to do a terrazzo technique. Now you'll take your crumb coated cake and place it in the fridge and do one more crumb coat after that. So now I'm going to take my crumb coated cake and put it in the fridge and let it harden, and then do the final coat for the cake. So I'm just finishing putting my pieces on that I had cut earlier, and I'm just placing them so that it looks random. So I'm all done with doing the top of the cake, and now I'm going to place the cake in the fridge and let it harden up a bit on the sides. So right now I am taking the carving tool, this carving tool I have, and I am going to be using different things to make like little small divots in the frosting. So right now I'm just going in with my carving tool here. It's just a sculpting tool, and I'm carving away at the buttercream that I have there. I made a pretty thick layer so that I can fill in those divots with the colored buttercream afterwards. So just go around and make different divots with different things, and try different things. Here are some of the divots I've done so far in the buttercream. Just giving you ideas of what you can do with the same carving tool. This is also a great tool for making divots in the cake. Fantastic at making little spots for the colored buttercream. So after you have made all your spots, you're going to want to place it back in the fridge for a bit to chill before you go ahead and fill those spots in. Just like you did between. It should be random. It shouldn't look like organized. So just do it in random spots where you want to. Just like that. I'm taking some of my colored buttercream here, and I'm just filling in the spot that I want to be filled in. And that's all you really want to try and get. And you want to clean off your spatula or whatever you're using after you do that. You want to make sure that there's not a lot of air bubbles in your buttercream, and that you're filling it fully and all the way. Don't be afraid. So just to go over what I did is I crumb coated it, then I did my final coat, and then I dug the holes, then I put the colored buttercream in. So after you fill in the holes with the colored buttercream, you're going to want to put it in the freezer for 10 to 15 minutes. Don't worry, I know it looks like a mess right now, but it won't in a few minutes. I'll show you what to do when we come back. So what you want to do is take off the excess buttercream by just lightly going over it and scraping your scraper each time. We're not going into the white buttercream. We're just going over the colored buttercream we have here. And we're doing it with holding our metal spatula at a 90-degree angle and wiping off the buttercream each time. Just lightly do it. Just lightly do it. You don't want to put this in the freezer for too long because you want to be able to smooth it off, but you want it to be able to come off like a, you know, a chunk of buttercream. So just lightly go over the area and wipe your scraper clean. Go over the area, wipe your scraper clean. It's a really cool technique. And I'm just going over it a bit more so it's just really level with that white buttercream. So yep, that's all you do. Just make sure to use a rag or a piece of paper towel and just go over the area lightly. See? So I'm just going lightly over the areas again, getting them as close to the white buttercream. Just want to be careful. So just make sure you have a clean scraper, and you want to do small sections at a time so that you can really see where you put your colors in. It's very satisfying to see it come together afterwards and to see what you had there. So you can see how it's coming together now. And I'll fix up those little spots that have a little bit of color, but you're just going over the scene, you're just going over the area until you like it. One way you can do it with fondant, and one way you can do it with buttercream. Italian meringue buttercream to be exact. Lorelai's Italian meringue buttercream recipe. Okay? So that's how it'll look.